Hey there, Papper people. First, want to thank the sponsor of this video, cpapsupplies.com.
Looks like I have to apologize to some of you. I hope everything's going okay. I feel like you've been super serious, Jason. Now, other than my body shutting down from old age, I've been great. Here's another one. Another hyper serious LL27 video? Why? As a protest, I've set my pressure to 30. Maybe this will pressure this channel to provide more humor. I apologize. I can promise you that this video will be rife with wiener jokes and happy. And let's get started with that right now.
RERAs are the silent killer of everything. Silent killer. Here's the reasons why, but first let me define what a RERA is. You have an obstructive sleep apnea. That's when you completely stop breathing, but you're still trying to breathe. Now for hypopneas, it's a little different. Hypopneas is hypoapnea, so slightly less than an apnea. There's technically two different definitions for it, but the one I'm going to be using is a 30% decrease in your airflow or your breathing, the up and down breathing. Decreases by 30%, you have an arousal, and there is a 4% desaturation of your blood oxygen levels or more. Then we have a RERA, that is a respiratory effort related arousal. That's what we're going to be talking about. More or less looks exactly like a hypopnea, except the desaturation is 3% or less instead of 4% or more. You also have to have an arousal. Arousal is a fancy way of saying an awakening.
And absolutely nothing to do with a wiener.
These awakenings aren't anything you're gonna remember, be aware of. They're like three-second shifts in your EEG, your brain activity spikes up real quick. I want to show you examples of all of these. First, I want to tell you why this is so important. Some people have a great deal of frustration because they go in for their sleep study or they have their home sleep test and their apnea-hypopnea index might be under 5, which is usually the diagnosable limit. That's the threshold. Anything above that, you get a diagnosis in a CPAP machine. Anything below that, you don't. This is a problem because if you're tired as hell and you want to use CPAP and you have an AHI below 5, but yet you have an RDI much higher, the apnea-hypopnea index is the number of apneas and hypopneas per hour. The RDI is apneas, hypopneas, and RERAs per hour. So you'll have a very low AHI, but your RDI will be sky high, but your insurance is not going to pay for that machine, or you might not even get the diagnosis because people don't recognize RERAs as being a problem. I'm going to show you that they are a problem. Now, the next reason why I believe RERAs to be the silent killer, and that is not just hyperbole, is when people are on APAP using a CPAP machine, when they're on the automatic titrating version of it, they see their numbers, their apnea-hypopnea index number on a program such as Oscar, and they think everything's great because they're super low, but that's not always the case. There's often these RERAs that are just in there lined up back to back to back, and the person doesn't even realize that's the reason why they're so sleepy. Now I say APAP, I don't like it all the time, and one of the reasons is these machines do not do well at adjusting for RERAs. They don't increase for it. To the machine, everything looks great. I'm going to show you that that is not the case. So let's head over, look at some data. This data is from AXG Sleep Diagnostics. That's my company. One is a home sleep test. The other is an Oscar PAP therapy analysis. Let's go take a look. So this is from the home sleep test I sent out. This is the difference between a hypopnea right here and a respiratory effort related arousal right here. You can see this one has an oxygen desaturation of 4%, whereas this one over here has an oxygen desaturation of 3%. Still see a decrease in the breathing leading up to an arousal right here. This one you can see they're asleep, decrease in breathing, person wakes up. Now, if I start scrolling forward, you're gonna see that this person has these back to back to back. You can see one after another, they're waking up, 3% oxygen desaturation. Oftentimes these are hidden as 1% or 2% oxygen desaturations, but you still get the same effect. Sleep, wake because of the decrease in breathing. Now you can even see, if we really zoom in on some of these, you can see the collapse of the airway right before a lot of them. So here we have an obstructive apnea. Now the breathing completely ceases, but what you'll notice is there's still an oxygen desaturation of 4% or more. This one happens to be right at 4%. And there's still an arousal. So every single one of them, obstructive apnea, obstructive hypopnea, respiratory effort related arousal, every single one of those, you're waking up, your sleep is disrupted, you're gonna be waking up feeling like crap. You can see the sleep is very disrupted, but here's a series of obstructive apneas, here's a series of RERAs. Every bit of it is just as obstructed. So really, for sleep studies, as far as they're concerned, they should all be weighted equally. We should actually be using the RDI instead of the AHI as a determining factor for who gets to use CPAP and who doesn't. All right, let's see what these look like in Oscar. This is from an Oscar PAP therapy analysis. And this guy was he's on APAP. You can see his pressure increasing and decreasing as the night is going. His AHI is listed at 2.65 on this particular night. But as we scroll along, what I'm showing him are, hey, look, you see all these little bumpy spike ups in here? Like this, for example. Does this look familiar to you? This is exactly what we were seeing in the actual home sleep study. Slow decrease in airflow, rapid increase in breathing. That's every time you do that, you're having an awakening. Every single time. There's one right there. There's another one there. All of those little spike ups right there. So right here we have an arousal, right here we have an arousal, right there we have an arousal, right here we have an arousal, right here we have an arousal, for here we have one. Every single one of those is an awakening. Now here's what I was showing you in the home sleep study. We only have one signal when we're using Oscar, but right here you can see flattening of the airflow leading up to an awakening. Look at all these, arousal after arousal in a period that is being tagged as absolutely nothing, and you can see the pressure during this spot right here is decreasing, even though pure chaos is ensuing. I know, I'm crazy for not liking APAP.
Let's talk about the other silent killer, which is paying too much for your CPAP supplies. That's right. Check out cpapsupplies.com. Check out that price on an AirSense 10 Auto PAP. Wow, $590 is a phenomenal deal. Don't forget about their loyalty rewards program. We'll go back to that screen because that was really confusing as a transition. Their loyalty rewards program, if you spend $100, there it is. Oh, there it goes again. If you spend $100, for every $100 you spend, you get $5 back. So that's another easy way to save money. You don't even have to sign up for anything. It just kind of happens. The other thing to know is that you can use a discount code 20lanky to save on all masks and all accessories. That is a phenomenal deal. Be looking out for next week. I'm going to have my top 25 items at cpapsupplies.com. You can save 25% on those. Those are only going to be active till the end of August, so you got to jump on that one quick. Thanks again to the sponsor, cpapsupplies.com.
Now, hopefully that's enough to convince some of you diehards out there using APAP. Just look at your data. Look if you see any rapid spike ups. Is your pressure increasing or decreasing inappropriately? I would bet you that it is inappropriate. And even in a perfect world, if it's increasing because you're having decrease in your breathing. You're not breathing enough, so it increases. Guess what? The cow's already out of the barn at that point. It's too late. You probably already woke up and it's increasing way too late. You know, friends, sometimes comfort doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Yeah, APAP may be more comfortable, but guess what? Laying on the couch is pretty comfortable too, but I notice I eat a lot more pie and I get fat. That's not exactly good. I should be out running. It's uncomfortable, but it's the right thing to do. So to me, RERAs are truly the silent killer in all aspects of sleep disorders. They're not recognized like they should be, and it seems like all the algorithms on all the machines don't adjust appropriately for them. They're very conservative. That is why I like to find a fixed pressure that works for people, and these things are completely eliminated. You're not waking up at all. That is when you're gonna get the best sleep of your life. That is when you're gonna say, wow, this CPAP thing, that's actually worth it. I'm glad I'm wearing it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Check out the sponsor of this video, cpapsupplies.com. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below of anything you felt I did wrong, which I'm gonna disregard because I don't give a shit. And let me know what you think I did right. Let me know if you think CPAP or APAP is better. I'm always curious about that. And why, why do you think it's better? That's what I'm curious about, because everyone I talk to during PAP therapy analysis thinks APAP is better. And then I go and proceed to show them for the next 45 minutes that no, it actually sucks. And that's why you feel like crap. Oh, and don't forget to use my Amazon affiliate link in the description box down below. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye.
Clean your stinky mask with some Mask Bright, available at Amazon. Thank you to all watching, but an extra thick thanks, buddy, to Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Sarvesh Joshi, Stuart Hetherington, Mona Swearingen, Chengtu Chen, Edward Steiner, and Shannon Kerr, and another slightly less thick thanks, buddy, to all the other YouTube members, Patreon supporters, and other stuff.